Why Floyd Mayweather Jr. is the GOAT and what you can learn from him. Floyd Joy Mayweather Jr., born February 24, 1977, is an American boxing promoter and former professional boxer who competed between 1996 and 2017. He retired with an undefeated record and won 15 major world championships from super featherweight to light middleweight. This includes the Ring Magazine title in 5 weight classes and the Lineal Championship in 4 weight classes, twice at welterweight. As an amateur, in 2016, ESPN ranked him the greatest boxer, pound for pound, of the last 25 years. As of May 2021, BoxRec ranks him the greatest boxer of all time, pound for pound. Many sporting news and boxing websites, including The Ring, Sports Illustrated, ESPN, BoxRec, Fox Sports, and Yahoo Sports, ranked Mayweather as the best pound-for-pound boxer in the world twice in a span of 10 years. He is often referred to as the best defensive boxer in history. Since the existence of CompuBox, Mayweather is the most accurate puncher among professional boxers, having the highest plus-minus ratio in recorded boxing history. He has a record of 26 consecutive wins in world title fights, 10 by KO, 23 wins, 9 KOs, in lineal title fights. He was inducted into the International Boxing Hall of Fame in the class of 2021. Mayweather is one of the most lucrative pay-per-view attractions of all time, in any sport. He topped the Forbes and Sports Illustrated lists of the 50 highest-paid athletes of 2012 and 2013, and the Forbes list again in both 2014 and 2015, as the highest-paid athlete in the world. In 2006, he founded his own boxing promotional firm, Mayweather Promotions, after leaving Bob Arum's Top Rank. He has generated approximately 24 million PPV buys and $1.67 billion in revenue throughout his career, surpassing the likes of former top PPV attractions including Mike Tyson, Evander Holyfield, Lennox Lewis, and Oscar de la Hoya. In 2018, he was the highest-paid athlete in the world, with total earnings, including endorsements, of $285 million, according to Forbes. In November 2021, Sportico released an all-time athlete earnings list, in which Mayweather ranked No. 6 of all time, totaling an inflation-adjusted $1.2 billion in his career. Today, we highlight what makes this fine pugilist special and probably the best in his generation, and all-time legend of the sport of boxing. Let's begin. Number 1. Start early. Floyd Mayweather was born into a family of professional boxers, and he did have the privilege of being trained by his dad, Floyd Sr., and uncle, Roger Mayweather, from as young as 2 years old. It's worth mentioning that it is a common occurrence among sportspeople and professional boxers to have been trained from a very young age. Notable examples are Andy Ruiz Jr., Tyson Fury, the Klitschko brothers, Keith Thurman, Sean Porter, etc., so we can say Floyd was not an anomaly in that regard. What distinguished him was his ambition to be the best boxer of his generation. And he worked to achieve that throughout his 22-year illustrious career. The goal was quite simple: to be the best ever. 2. Train to be better than the best. Confidence can only be built on the foundation of competence. No one can take over an industry, ministry, company, or even a classroom merely with their talent or the power of their will. Floyd understood early on that he was not in competition with anyone but himself. He strategically positioned himself to be the best. And to prove that, he had to train to be better than the best in each of his divisions. He is the only boxing champion who has either dethroned or defeated the most number of world champions throughout his career. 3. Own your brand and promote it. One problem young Floyd faced early in his career was that his promoter company, Bob Arum's Top Rank, underpaid him in spite of his stellar performances and the income he brought to the company. He complained about this on and off the ring, but little was done to change the situation. At a point early in his career, he fired his agent, who had been sabotaging his opportunity to make more income with promotion. Down the road, he had to pay off the promotions to start his own, Mayweather Promotions. He used that privilege to elevate his brands, TMT and TBE, which represents the Money Team and the Best Ever, respectively. More importantly, he lived up to his own expectations. 4. Keep your head in the game. As Floyd kept outlasting his weaker opponents, he kept his motivation to be the best by challenging and sometimes trolling the reigning champions. He did retire some legends and much-loved champions, trolling their skill level leading up to each fight. Champs like Arturo Guti, Jose Castillo, Diego Corrales, Carlos Baldemir, Shane Mosley, and Zab Judah, he neatly outsmarted, some of them by knockout. Floyd became Ring Magazine champion in 5 different weight classes over his career. One thing to note though is that he was smart to detach his career from the theatrics. If your aim is to be the best there is in your career, you want to emulate Floyd Mayweather. Hone your skills constantly and continually. Never settle for your talent, as there are many people who are just as talented as you are. If you must win, you need to keep your head in the game. 5. Have a Roger and keep him for as long as it lasts. The late Roger Mayweather was Floyd's uncle and boxing trainer for a huge part of his career, especially while his dad was caught in the web of the law. Roger helped Mayweather hone his defensive skills excellently. One thing that is peculiar to Floyd is his humility, and this was clearly reflected in how he treated his uncle. At no point did he outgrow his trainers, whether it was Floyd Sr. or his uncle, Roger, he stuck with them as he dominated the world of boxing. And thankfully, Roger didn't sabotage his career either. So, I guess the lesson here is to stick with those people who care the most about you and grow with them. 6. Embrace a controversial persona if it brings the best attention to your brand. Donald Trump writes in his book The Art of the Deal, the point is that if you are a little different or a little outrageous, or if you do things that are bold or controversial, the press is going to write about you. People pay attention to controversial figures, and Floyd Mayweather played the game excellently. As a disruptor and someone who defeated so many of the fans' favorites, he had a tendency to be cocky. And so he was not very loved, perhaps it's better to say he wasn't always the fans' favorite. He felt the need to adopt the bad boy persona to sell tickets, and boy, did he sell. Boxing fans will pay just to see him lose. But he prevailed and got richer with each challenge. You should also care less about people's perspectives and opinions about you when you are working to be the best. Be focused on your goal, ignore the noise and the hate. 7. Skill pays the bills, fame owns the market. Mayweather is no doubt one of the best technicians in the sport of boxing. It takes being a top-level craftsman to be a pound-for-pound great. But there have been other pound-for-pound greats in the sport too, yet none as business-savvy or quite as successful as Floyd. After he closed his contract with Top Rank and started his own boxing promotion, he signed younger boxers like Gervonta Tank Davis and ensured he brought in the most cash by surmounting one big name after another. The fastest way to own the boxing market is to trash talk and follow through on your promise to deliver. Floyd later sought financial wisdom and invested his money in real estate, which makes up a chunk of his wealth. According to him, he owns 5 skyscrapers in New York. 8. Never duck a challenge, always rise to the occasion. Like we mentioned earlier, the fastest way to get attention and sometimes good followership in boxing is to call out the competition, trash talk them, but more importantly, prevail over them fairly in the ring. However, the quickest way to lose the respect of your fans is probably to appear to be evidently ducking, to avoid a matchup against a worthy opponent. Floyd doesn't only call out his opponents, he rises to the occasion as quickly as possible. 9. Refine your talent to ward off the rising talents. The hallmark of the greats is their capacity to expand their arsenal as they age. True legends age like fine wine. No one is deemed the best or a titan at anything by being successful at just one task. It's a compilation of successes that make up greatness and accord respect. There will always be hungry dogs coming for your title, glory, or respect. To ward them off, you have to improve incrementally. In a documentary about his life in the ring, Floyd is taped in one episode exercising at 2 a.m. His reason: I think it gives me a mental edge to know that I am improving while my opponent is sleeping. According to him, he stays away from drugs and alcohol and could start his exercise anywhere he found himself. His uncle, Roger, mentioned that he could spar as much as 17 rounds continuously in preparation for a 12-round fight. So if you want to maintain an untainted record, it's smart to be like Mayweather. 10. You must have an unwavering belief. Winners have a strong belief in their destiny and ability to excel in life. Winning gives you confidence, and confidence increases your ability to win. And true confidence makes you develop your effort beyond the capacity of your talent. As you increase capacity, you should also speak it, believe it, to receive it. Why Floyd Mayweather Jr.